This is garbage.
What's up, guys? We're gonna play this War of Mine today. Puppy here. We're gonna do this a little bit differently. This is gonna be kind of like a mini game review. This game is freaking awesome. I love this game. The concept is great. The gameplay is difficult, but it's a fun kind of difficult. It's not that kind of impossible game bullshit. It's actually really cool. There's a lot of things you can do, but basically the scenario is you have to survive. I don't know how long you have to survive for, but I do know it is difficult to survive past like 30 days. I have played this game a little bit, not a whole lot. I haven't really done a whole lot, but this game is hard. It is very hard, and it's so cool though. Like, you really can't beat a game like this. But right now we've got 4 different characters in our house, and the way it works is you get a certain amount of people you start out with. Like, oh, I only have 3. Cool. 4 is hard to manage. 3 is hard to manage. You get down to 2 or 1, that's pretty much game over. It's easier to manage 1 person, but it's really hard to gain the materials, guard your base, and everything else. So, man, doing commentary and playing this game is hard when you got more than 2 people on here. Okay, so. But basically, they give you, people have different abilities and whatever, and it tells you certain things like they're a coffee drinker. Your goal is to keep them happy and survive in this post-apocalyptic environment. The city's in ruins, people are going nuts, and the only time you can go out is at night when you scavenge. And we'll get more into that when nightfall comes. Right now, we're going to try to scavenge this entire house for the throughout the day, so we can get some materials built up and we can start building shovels and tools and stuff like that. Right now, what I want to do is I want to build a metal bench. That'll help me get a shovel, which helps clear these piles of rubble a lot faster. These piles of rubble like this take forever without a shovel. If you notice, I started that guy when the video started, and he's just now getting to 3/4 of the way done. So, but anyways, let's get her to go do this real quick. We already got a guy up there. Let's try to clear all this crap out. The little hands are stuff you can raid. The little cloud rubble looking things are piles of rubble. And they're exactly what they sound like. Some of them have materials in them, some don't, whatever. Anyways, but now that we're here, we can make a shovel. So let's make a shovel. We'll make that shovel. If I can ever remember what I'm doing with her. Let's go raid this desk while he's doing that. That way I can have somebody next to the rubble when he's done. We do need to make fuel. During the winter months, you'll have people die of frostbite and they get real sick real quick. I started out at day 1 in the winter, which sucks, but the good thing is it gives you a stove to start off with in the winter. I hate the winter because it is so difficult to keep everybody alive and happy. But, oh, we also need a crowbar too. We'll go ahead and get a crowbar. The crowbar and the lockpick kind of fall in the same category. You can break doors open, you can pick locks, but the crowbar, it makes a lot of noise, but you can use it a lot longer. 1 lockpick is good for 1 pick. That's it. It's quite the pain in the ass, but it's good for pretty much everything. So let's clear this rubble out of the way, and while she's doing that, we'll raid the top floor, and we'll get more into this stuff later. It's kind of interesting how all this works out right now. But since he's not doing anything, we're going to go over here and wait on the crowbar to be done. She's done with that. She can't do anything till the crowbar is done. Okay, cool. So we'll get him to come fill up the stove right now. And one thing I didn't know that I learned recently was when you fill the stove up with consumables and the fuel and all that good stuff, you have to put 1 or 2, 3, 4 maybe in there to raise it to a high enough degree that it doesn't make people sick. And that's pretty much it. You just kind of go like that and click on stuff. Anyways, let's go over here. So now that's going to raise the temperature and hopefully the spirits of everybody in here. Oh, there is a couple of characters like Boris. All of them have different abilities, and they have different ways they operate in this game. Boris is pretty cool. He's a good scavenger, but he's extremely slow. So whenever you get into a fight and you want to run away, you can't. he's pretty much done for. So I try to avoid all fights with Boris if I can. He's hard to scavenge with, but he has a giant grouping in his scavenge thing. So we'll get into the scavenging when nightfall comes. So let's get him, after he gets done with that, we'll get him to break open this cabinet. She's just kind of standing around looking for something to do, I guess. I don't think I have, I think I have like one lockpick. I don't know, let's check. Oh, and this little thing right here, it kind of tells you the basics of where to start, which is good. It does tell you a little bit, but it doesn't tell you enough. So that's the only complaint I have about it is, yeah, you want to walk, you want to guide and stuff like that, but you're kind of, it kind of puts you in that position. Like, you have to survive, this is what you need to do, and then you kind of have to figure it out as you go. I'm okay with that because, one, it puts massive challenge on the player and a lot of pressure, which is not bad, but it could be a little bit better when it comes to explaining a few things. Bandages. We'll get into the medication stuff later. Right now, we'll just kind of go over the basics. So we got him. We can get into this room now. She's not doing anything, so let's get her scavenged out. My goal is to scavenge the whole house on day one. That gives us tons of materials to work with. Dang it.